The results are in. Guess who was voted by fans in an ESPN poll as the greatest college basketball player ever? And guess who crushed Larry Bird in the finals by getting 71% of the vote? Guess who is obviously Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Greatest college player, greatest pro player. And by the way, on the way to the finals, Michael Jordan crushed in order in head-to-head matchups Nancy Lieberman, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, and of course, Larry Bird. Whoa, what a tour de force. Shannon Sharp, what is your reaction to this development?
Skip, I love Michael Jordan. I'm probably partially responsible for him being a billionaire with all those shoes that I purchased over the years. But Skip, Skip, you know he's not the best collegiate player of all time. Even Magic Johnson, the great Magic Johnson, said, one Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Skip, how do you get better? Then you play 3 years of college ball. You win the national championship all 3 years. You're National Player of the Year all 3 years. You're most outstanding player all 3 years of those finals. And you go 88-2 and you lost both of those games by 2 points. How do you get better than that? Skip, come on. They changed the rules. Kareem was so dominant, they said, you can't dunk anymore. Kareem says, okay, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to come up with a shot that nobody's going to be able to ever replicate again, and it's going to be the most unstoppable shot in NBA history. The sky hook. And he perfected it. We see guys throw it occasionally, but nobody can throw it like Kareem. Nobody can throw it with the consistency, with the distance that I think I might have saw him maybe 1 or 2 times shoot from the outside, Skip, a conventional shot like he shot from the free throw line. But other than that, everything else was the sky hook. Skip, I want to ask you a question. Of the people that voted in this, how many people you think saw Larry Bird play? Now, Larry Bird last played in college in 1979, which was 41 years ago. I remember it because I was 10, I was about to be 11 years of age. So I remember it. So the people that vote, how many? So basically you had to be at least, I'm going to say, between the ages of 48 and 50, 52, 53 to truly remember Larry Bird. How many people between that age you think got on Twitter and IG and voted? Exactly.
Millions.
Skip, do you realize that, stop it. Do you realize that Larry Bird averaged 30 and 13 in college? He's one of 3 players, Elvin Hayes, Larry Bird, and Elgin Baylor. Kareem and Wilt didn't average enough. Wilt Chamberlain was 29 and 18. Kareem was 26 and 15, so they didn't have enough points. But not thinking Wilt was 29 and 18. But Skip, stop this. I said yesterday that Michael wasn't a great player. Mike was a great college player. He was just not the greatest college player. I'm not taking him over Kareem. Skip, you know Christian Laettner had a better college career than Michael Jordan. There were some other players that had greater college careers. But Skip, you can't, like I said, it's kind of like critiquing Tom Brady. You cannot critique him without mentioning and knowing what he's already done. So if you critique 2019, but he's 6-3 in Super Bowls, and he has 31 postseason playoff wins. So Skip, it's hard to get past that. Skip, it's hard to get past that logo. It's hard to get past that shoe. It's hard to get past what he's been able to do once he left college. Skip, you can't be the greatest college player and you only win 1 national title, one National Player of the Year. When you got guys that's done that twice and stayed all 4 years, no, congratulations, but you, Skip, they need to stop this now.
Okay. Once again, you're hot today and you're making some very good points. But again, as usual, you're missing the biggest point. So to your first point about Kareem, Our friend Lil Wayne texted me last night and said, absolutely, he's with you, that it's Kareem was the greatest college player ever. So I respect that because Lil Wayne has deep, strong sports knowledge. And when he speaks,
Yes.
I listen. But I will be the first to admit, I was surprised by this vote all along because I thought maybe Jordan would lose in an earlier round. I don't know, head-to-head with Steph or something. I don't know, just because of Steph's popularity.
No.
So I was pleasantly shocked that he continued to just dominate this tournament all the way to the finals and then crush Larry Bird, because I made a joke to you a couple of shows ago. I was surprised LeBron wasn't leading this competition, and he didn't even play college basketball. But the point is that people still understand that Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player ever, college, pro, whatever, grade school. He was the greatest basketball player ever. And was I surprised that legions of what I call blind witnesses, led by you, Shannon Sharp, didn't rally en masse to vote for Larry Bird to defeat Michael Jordan? I thought that would happen. I thought there'd be an overflow of LeBron support for Larry Bird, and that Larry Bird would eke out a win in the finals. And I wouldn't have had a huge problem with that, because I told you the greatest underdog run to an NCAA finals was in 1979. Again, I was there for the national championship game in Salt Lake, but Larry Bird carried four guys from Terre Haute, basically, to a 33-0 in the NCAA finals. They did not play that well or give much of a challenge to Magic Johnson and Gregory Kelser in Michigan State, but still, they got there, and it was an unbelievable run through some very good teams, such as Arkansas, coached by Eddie Sutton, and then DePaul, Ray Meyer, and Joey Meyer's team, featuring Mark Aguirre, to get to Magic Johnson and Greg Kelser. But again, it didn't happen because people get it. And I want to thank all the people watching right now who voted for Jordan, because you get it. You understand deep down, just intrinsically, that the GOAT of all times, of anything basketball, was the original number 23, Michael Jordan. And I'm so happy today that it's driving home the point that Jordan is just better than LeBron, and in every way, shape, and form.
Oh, my God.
And Shannon, remember, people have now at least been reminded again that Michael Jordan won a championship in college with a last-second shot, and he won his last championship in Chicago and as a pro with a last-second shot. Little push-off on Byron Russell, but in Utah, and of all places, in Salt Lake City, where the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing started in the beginning. But Michael beat Georgetown, a great Georgetown team featuring Patrick Ewing and Sleepy Floyd, with a jump shot, something LeBron has never really mastered, that mid-range jump shot. That one was from maybe 18 feet.
Oh, stop it.
Swished it, 15 seconds left, to beat Georgetown by 1 point. And remember, that was a do or die. That's the one I always tell you. LeBron really shies away from do or die, because that was a 1 point game. You had to make that shot to win by one, and he made it. And he had to make that shot at Utah to win by a point, and he made it. And those are two of the most iconic shots in basketball history, and it just puts an exclamation point on the career of Michael Jordan. He did it, and that was as a true freshman at North Carolina.
Yeah.
So he announced his arrival as a true freshman in the NCAA championship game in New Orleans. I was there courtside for that game. I didn't even know who he was, really, except he was Mike Jordan at that point, and suddenly he was Michael Jordan. So I'm loving the fact today that everybody gets to soak in the greatness of Michael as a college player, as well as an NBA player. And I'm loving it that it is killing my debate partner, Shannon Sharp.
It is killing me. Skip, let me ask you a question. Who do you think is the greatest college football player of all time? In your estimation, I mean, you covered. I mean, you covered sports 40 years. Who do you think is the greatest college football player of all time?
I don't know. I hate to
Why
just
isn't it Tom
blurt
Brady?
something out because I need to sleep on it.
Well, I want to know. I want to know why isn't it Tom Brady?
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Let me answer? Okay,
Yes.
I will. Because his coach at Michigan could not see the forest for the trees because he was constantly fighting for and sometimes losing the quarterback job at Michigan to two other quarterbacks. There was like musical quarterbacks going on. And yet, when I finally got to see Tom Brady in all his glory in his final